Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Sing Tao, the Japanese embassy in China has issued a formal advisory on its website warning Japanese companies operating in China to remain highly vigilant regarding Beijing's tightened export controls. The embassy noted that the Chinese government has significantly strengthened law enforcement and crackdowns on illegal exports of dual-use items, encouraging the public to report violations. Despite repeated requests from the Japanese government to withdraw these measures, China has kept the restrictions in place, and Japanese citizens continue to be detained. Specifically, in May 2026, 2 Japanese employees of Fuji Electric were detained in Dalian, Liaoning Province on suspicion of illegally exporting rare earths classified as dual-use items. They were formally arrested in June. The embassy warned that violating China's export control regulations could result in severe criminal penalties. It strongly advised Japanese firms to strictly verify compliance procedures when exporting dual-use goods from China to Japan, and to contact the embassy immediately for assistance if they are suspected of any violations. According to a report by the Liberty Times, Shabbat, U.S. President Donald Trump delivered shocking remarks upon arriving in Turkey for the NATO summit. Trump confirmed that during the previous U.S.-Iran conflict, his demands for European allies to deploy troops and open military bases were actually a test of their loyalty. He openly complained to reporters that Germany, France, and Italy had refused us at a critical moment. In response to these refusals, the White House previously announced the withdrawal of over 5,000 troops from Germany. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte defended the alliance by highlighting that European allies have committed to raising defense spending to 5% of GDP by 2035. However, Trump reportedly reacted coldly, emphasizing that the U.S. expects political obedience and concrete actions over financial figures. The public call-out has sparked significant pushback. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius strongly refuted Trump's statements, stating that NATO is not an organization of blind obedience, and that allies must make decisions based on their own laws. Analysts suggest that Trump's public testing and calling out of his allies have exposed deep, undeniable rifts in the U.S.-European alliance. According to a report by Sing Tao, NATO announced a series of major procurement plans, dubbed the Big Reveal, during a summit and defense industry forum held in Ankara, Turkey. This initiative aims to address NATO's long-term reliance on key U.S. military capabilities and enhance its own defense autonomy. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte announced the establishment of a multinational joint fleet funded by Belgium, Croatia, France, Poland, Spain, Turkey, and the UK to procure the next-generation Airbus A400 Megan transport aircraft. Additionally, NATO will expand its fleet of Airbus A33 multi-role tanker transport (MRTT) aircraft with 9 countries, including Finland, participating in the production. To strengthen unmanned reconnaissance, NATO plans to purchase up to 5 U.S.-made MQ-4C Triton drones. Furthermore, NATO will invest $40 billion over the next 5 years to upgrade its anti-drone capabilities, with plans to expand operator training 5-fold by the end of 2027. According to a report by Singapore's Line Hizopo Bao, the Qatari Ministry of Foreign Affairs summoned the Iranian deputy ambassador to Qatar on July 7 to deliver a formal protest note. This action follows a recent attack on the Qatari transport ship Al Rekayat while it was navigating near the strategic Strait of Hormuz. In its statement, the Qatari Foreign Ministry emphasized that the attack on the vessel, which is owned by Qatar's state shipping company Nakilat, seriously compromised international maritime security, posed a direct threat to global energy supplies and blatantly violated international law. Consequently, Qatar has demanded an immediate and clear explanation from Tehran regarding the incident. The incident coincides with a statement from the U.S. Central Command, which announced that the U.S. military has initiated a series of retaliatory strikes against Iran, responding to attacks on 3 commercial vessels in the area. The UK Maritime Trade Operations also confirmed that a tanker had caught fire after being struck by an unidentified projectile off the coast of Oman. According to a report by People's Daily Online, China's National Financial Regulatory Administration and the Shanghai municipal government have jointly rolled out a comprehensive series of measures to develop Shanghai into a global reinsurance hub. The newly introduced measures are specifically designed to facilitate the smooth flow and efficient allocation of resources within the Lingang New area of the China-Shanghai Pilot Free Trade Zone. Under this initiative, major domestic and international companies are encouraged to centralize the management of their risk protection needs in the area. In addition, domestic insurers will be supported in registering reinsurance contracts, claims, and other critical transaction information at the Shanghai International Reinsurance Registration and Exchange. The authorities have also pledged to support reinsurance institutions in raising capital, expanding their shareholdings, and issuing capital supplementary instruments. These strategic measures form a crucial part of China's broader national efforts to build Shanghai into a leading international financial center, which is a key objective outlined in the country's 15th five-year plan, spanning from 2026 to 2030. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.